Hello, this is Diane with Diane's Blue Hearts and Butterflies.com, and I found another card that I wanted to share. Um, France Martin had done a YouTube video on this technique, and I think she had gotten it from someone else, but I can't remember and I didn't write down the name. But I really thought it was a cute fun fold to do for my class, and I did a Christmas and a Halloween themed one. So on this one I used the Whimsy and Wonder paper, designer series paper. I also used the Snowflake Wishes stamp set and the So Many Snowflakes dies, as well as the wonderful snowflakes. I used that on the front, and the joy that I used actually came from a retired set, but I know that there are some other words that they have in the current catalog, but I used the one that I had on hand. Also on the Halloween one, I actually used the cute Halloween paper that's in these are both from the July through December holiday or mini catalog, and this paper is really popular right now. And I also used the stamps and dies, the Frightfully Cute. This comes as a bundle. You can save 10% until it's either moved to the new catalog or it's gone. I did cut out several of the dies using the there's some silver papers, like a brush silver and a other, and then the tree I did out of gray granite. I had some old junky butterflies that I had from something else a long time ago, but the circle and this label die, those are actually in this set, and you could always do the hat and put it kind of on here too. And then I used the stamps from this set on here as well as that. So I wanted to kind of show the papers and stuff that I'm using for the one I'm making today. I'm actually going to use the Whimsical Trees and the Christmas Tree dies. These are also in that holiday catalog for July, December 2021 for the mini catalog. And these dies come with a whole lot. I really tried holding off because I have so many other trees, but I just really fell in love. The more that I saw people make cards with these, I really fell in love with them. Some of them do not fit any of the stamps, but there are some of these trees that these outlines do cut out, and as well as I think there's some trees in another set that do. It does also cut out this little poinsettia piece and these ornaments, and then it has some pieces that you can actually cut out and do garland. I saw one tree, and I believe that they had used the snowy felty looking paper, and they cut out this garland and put on a tree, and it just really looked beautiful. It also comes with these stars, which I did cut out for the one I'm gonna do today, and some little ornament balls. So just thought I'd share those with you. That comes with several cute dies in this die set, and I'm also using these sentiments from this set. So let's get started with the pieces that we have and the die cuts and stuff that I did do. So like I said, I had die cut those stars, and they're mixed in here. And then I die cut the two little skinny trees out of silver foil paper, and then also the tree that with the kind of snow on it, I die cut that out of the silver, and then the stars out of the silver as well. So I'm going to set those off to the side, and then we can go over these other pieces. For a label on the front, I did cut a 1/2 inch piece. This isn't on, well, I may add this on my blog for the sizes on this label, but I had the 1/2 inch and a 3/4 inch piece. This one is 3 inches, this is 3 1/4 inches, and I punched the ends with the Banner's Pick-a-Punch to make the ends kind of that way. The base that you will need is actually going to be 5.5 by 10.5, and we'll go over the scoring on that and folding and everything. You will need 2 pieces. They don't have to be the exact same. They can be different on each end. I think that's kind of what I did here, is I had different paper on different sides to do what I wanted to do. But you'll need 2 pieces that are 5 1/4 by 3 1/4, and then you'll need 2 of these squares that is 1 3/4 by 1 3/4, and I'll show you what we're going to do with those as well. And let me move some of these things out of the way. So on here, you're going to, and I use my trimmer a lot for my scoring. You can also get a scoreboard if you'd like. So you're going to have this in the landscape where the long side is across the top, and you're going to score it at 3 1/2, and make sure that you're using the gray scoring blade, the lighter colored one. And then you're going to go and you're going to move that over to 7, and you will score again. And then keep the trimmer handy, because now we're going to do the pop out corner panels. And for that, what we're going to need is a pencil and a ruler, and you're going to take, and from the first score line, this is the front, you're going to do the measuring and folding on the upper right hand corner here, and then you're going to repeat that and do that on the lower bottom corner on this end. So what you're going to do is you're going to measure over 2 inches. You're just going to put a light pencil mark, and then measure 2 inches from the score line over this direction, and then you're going to measure 2 inches down the score line and put another little light mark. And if you want, you can just turn that around and repeat those on this other score line at the bottom. So light pencil mark there, move this over 2 inches from the score line, and then again 2 inches along the score line. My old eyes, I have trifocals, and so I have to try to get where I can see the numbers. So once you've got that marked out, here's where you can either put that back in your trimmer to do the scoring, or you could bring over your Stampin' Pierce mat and use the ruler and the stylus end on the Take Your Pick tool. This tool, it has the 2 different size stylus. It also has a paddle and a piercing end that can lock in here as well. And then it has a putty end for picking up small little things and using that. And it also has a die brush end that you can use. So it's a very multifunctional tool. So I think I'm going to use the smaller one. And you're going to line up your mark here and your mark here, and you will just score along your ruler, and then you'll turn that and do this from this mark down to this mark, and you'll repeat those steps here and on the other end. Just want to make sure that you're lined up. You could do a little bit of correcting when you are folding and burnishing, but you want it to kind of be right at where it should be, or close. And then do that again this way. And all of the measurements I will have over on my blog at dianesblueheartsandbutterflies.com. I am going to go ahead and erase these little marks now that I've got everything scored. Since I'm using a light color cardstock on the bottom, I just don't want them showing through. And so there's that. So now we are going to work on the folding. So this first one, you can go ahead and fold it. It's going to fold back, and then the next one is going to fold in, so that it really is going to be like a tri-panel card that's going to fold this way. Then you're going to take and you're going to fold this part down. So you're going to want to fold along your score line that you made right here. And then again on this score line that you made here, so that it'll fold down. So this one's folding out, this one's folding in. And when you fold that over, you can get your bone folder, and you can burnish all these edges. And burnish that one inside there too. And then you're going to repeat that here. This one's folding in, so now we want this one to fold out. So this one needs to go this way, so these need to go back. I think that's right. This goes, no, it goes in. I was wrong. So you're going to fold these so that this piece comes in. And again, burnish those folds with your bone folder. This way, when you have, what did I do? Oh, I had it backwards. So this is the front, and you'll have your one that's folding in here, and then the back one, it's folding in, so that when it's opening, they kind of move out. And so that is basically the fold. Now, for decorating these panels on the inside, this is where you'll need to cut the designer series paper. And so the one on the front, you're going to have a piece that takes the corner out. I think I cut this one too long. Hold on. It's 5 1/4. Yep, I've cut it a little bit too long. Let me cut the bottom off. The bottom won't matter. Let me double check this other one before I 5 1/4. Oh, I got these off a little bit. All right, so now it'll line up. Put that on here. So how I got that corner is, again, and this one, because it's light on the front, I went ahead and did the measuring on the back. But this one, you will do the corner at the top right hand side. This one is the lower left hand side. So when you're turning it over, especially if the paper is going a direction, you're going to want to make sure you do the right corner. So you'll turn that directly over, and it's this corner. And again, you're going to measure that 2 inches across the bottom and 2 inches up the side, and you'll make your little marks. And then you just line that up in the trimmer with your trimmer blade, trimming blade, cutting blade, and cut that part off. And then you'll have another piece that it fits here. Now the decoration that fits in here are those 1 3/4 inch squares, and I'll show you how that works. But this one goes across here and across here. And what I did is I just took this 1 3/4 inch square and I cut it diagonally across from one corner to another. Since this is not directional, it doesn't really matter. It's just kind of a pattern. And that's kind of what you want in those corners, because they are turned on a side to an angle. And then you'll just cut that directly across, and that becomes the other corners. So let's get these pieces stuck on. And then it's just a matter of decorating the way that you would like. And this one does leave a border kind of around here. And this would be a good time to have the silicone craft sheet that I do not have out right now, so that when, if you go over in the corner, because you really want that glue to get in the corner, that it will, I missed a piece, that it won't get all over your workstation. And then again, there's a little bit of a border around here. Okay, that one. Wouldn't have to mess with the little glue pieces if I used my silicone craft sheet, but I forgot to bring it over to my video area. Okay. Now I'm going to put the back piece on, leaving that border. And I will add these again. And these go where the diagonal that you cut goes up to the outer folds, and the straight side goes towards the middle fold. I really loved this paper. It has a lot of silver accent elements in it on several of the sheets. It is just beautiful. Alright, so once I've added that, then I also wanted to do some stamping. This one I did go ahead and do the label, and I used the Let Your Heart Be Light on the from the stamp set, the Whimsical Trees, I think it's called. Now I can't think of it. Oh, come on. There it goes. And I'm just adhering these two together. And I stamped this kind of off to the left a little because I wanted to add one of these stars over here. I'm just gonna pick up one of these stars, put it over here, set that off to dry. And then I wanted to stamp the inside sentiment that I chose, I want to do that in the Memento Tuxedo Black, but I also want to have a tree, and I'm going to use mint macaron and one of the trees from this stamp set. This says, "May the love of the season warm your home and fill your heart." And you always want to remember when you're adding ink, you just want to kind of tap on the pad and not smoosh it in, because you just want the ink on the top part of your raised stamp area, and then you'll stamp that as you desire on here. And then I'm going to stamp the tree. I'm just going to put that off to this side, because I'm also going to put those little skinny trees in here. So let me get the ink moved out of my way. I don't want to put my fingers in it. And because I forgot to do the adhesive sheet on the back of this first, I'm gonna just have to work with the liquid glue. I am a bad gluer, and I usually end up getting too much glue, and then it comes out different places, and especially on this little stem. So it's always good if you can think about it beforehand, before you cut out your trees, or cut out anything that has any kind of skinny parts or detailed parts, that you put some of the double-sided adhesive sheets on the back side of whatever you're cutting out of, and then you just can peel that off and it's more like a sticker. So I'm just going to put those right there. And you don't want to add a whole lot of bulk in here, because it's 3 panels anyway. And oh, I did want to add 3 of these stars. And of course they're turned over. Can't get it off my finger then. Another one. And another one. Okay. Put that away. Oh, don't put the glue away yet, because this I want to put on the front. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue here. Okay. Take and put that on here. And then I'll probably pop this up just to give it a little bit of dimension. It's on the front, so it'll be all right. And so I'm just going to put some dimensionals. And put that across here. And then I have this 3-panel double corner flip. I think that's what France Martin had called it. If not, that's what I called it. So it's a triple panel double corner flip. And if you wanted to, you could also cut out some bigger stars from the Stitch Stars, I think it is, dies. Or you could have some snowflakes, some of the big snowflakes that you could put there. Or they even have these subtle shimmer sequins in that holiday catalog that you could take and put some of those around in here if you wanted to, but the other things, you could put those on there so that when they folds out, it kind of has a cute thing, or that it's kind of sticks out like I did on this one. I put the snowflakes so that it would stick out a little bit and give a little more depth and dimension. So I hope that you like this and that you'll go over and look at the stuff on my blog, and the dimensions are over there, and if you'd like, you could shop from my website and look at the other ideas that I have for card making, and that is at dianesblueheartsandbutterflies.com. And I appreciate your time, and thank you for coming and stamping with me.